start to open up. Inhale, reaching into the ball. And then we exhale, slowly come into the center, squeezing the elbows together. Good, so we're gonna do this just a few more times. So kind of melting into the ball each time a bit more. I swear this week I felt super calm, and I think it's because I've done this in every class. So I'm just continuing the flow of the week. Great, and remembering that you're supporting your head completely with your hands, so that as you open, you sense that your neck is not actually holding on to tension at all, but you're allowing for your core to hold you, your arms are nice and active. And then we exhale, squeeze all the way back. Great, from here you slowly and steadily reach your arms down by your side, pinkies come to the mat. Open up your chest, slowly and steadily lifting your knees and then squeezing your knees back into the center. All right, palms are now coming up. We inhale, slowly and steadily bring the arms over and into the knees. Palms facing up if possible. Exhaling, slowly squeeze the knees back together. Arms go down by your side. Now, while you move your arms, you can allow for this nice open feeling. So maybe your arms want to float a little bit more to the side each time, maybe not. But remember, your spine here is still nice and long. That's why that lift of the ball is actually supporting you here. Adding a slight challenge, but more of a supportive role for your next 3. Great, inhaling, arms come up and over, still bringing those palms up to keep that sense of space and lift for 2. And then your last one here. Great, palms come all the way down, slowly put your feet down on 3, 2, and 1, reaching the arms all the way up. Hands come behind your head, again, interlacing, opening up your feet, and again, adjusting wherever you may need to. Super, so let's inhale, twist all the way towards the right, taking a nice deep breath. Now on the way back, I want us to counter stretch. So your right leg goes all the way out, but you're bringing your upper body all the way to the left. Now, of course, all the way to the left means just a bit. Doesn't mean like your maximum. It does mean as much to the left as you can manage right now, keeping that right hip still planted. So even as our body moves from side to side, how you're not actually shifting your hips up away from the mat, but rather using that left foot at the moment to counterbalance as you twist on one side. And then when you lengthen all the way over, all of that reach. Good, 2 more. And again, sensing how much we want to open up on the other side and how much we want to twist. And just being there for a moment, feeling the full length before you come back. And then exhale out. Great, foot comes back down on the floor, reaching your upper body forward facing. Let's inhale, open up the chest again, feeling if we need to adjust the ball, maybe we've gotten longer. And then exhale, slowly and steadily coming right back up, straight away to the other side. So that means we ground into the right foot. Inhaling, twisting towards the left. Left knee comes in. Exhaling, just slowly and steadily counter twisting. Now, I do want to keep in mind that you're allowing your body to naturally unfold, so that you're not trying to find that full maximum reach yet. But you start to feel how the wave of intention in your belly, like actual muscle intention, is really taking a nice journey from left to right? So that when you twist to the left, you can start to sense how your left side gets a little bit warmer and active. And then as you start to twist, how those muscles need to adjust. Good, 3 more. Super, reaching for 2. And then your last one here. Great, back to the center, take a nice deep inhale, opening up your chest. Again, adjusting wherever you need to, exhaling, lifting back up. Great, hands coming again down by your side. This time palms are down, slowly floating your knees back into the center, gazing at your belly. And then start to hover your arms along the floor. Great, we're pushing away with the arms to the right as both arms go away as your right leg lengthens long. Exhale back to the middle. Okay, left leg goes long, arms still go to the side. And then exhale back. Now here's your choice. If you want to keep your palms up for the next set, you may. And kind of essentially just bringing the full body feeling together, meaning like when my arms are up, how does this feel in comparison to when my palms are down? Does it make a difference? Do I feel more supported and more challenged? And just kind of take what you need. Great. And remembering the melting of the shoulders, we're still gazing at the belly and allowing the arms to float ever so slightly a little bit more away. Let's do one more on each side. Super, hands come underneath your knees, gaze at your belly if you're not already there, shoulders melt down, and then just allow yourself to come up into a nice, tall, seated position. Okay, so open up your knees for me. You can bring the insides of your feet together. Allow your body to fold forward. Give yourself a nice little wiggle. And then restack our spines on 3, 2, and 1. All right, so let's take the ball. Let's put the left knee underneath the right. So again, the right knee just stays gently bent, foot on the floor. Ball comes into your right hand, please. Reaching all the way long. So we take a nice deep inhale, circling. Oh, wait. Left hand behind your head. Thank you so much. Inhale, circling the ball all the way around. Now, when you circle, you're trying to end sort of at the outer edge. I don't want you reaching behind you. And now as you lean, we lean into like a side reach and simultaneously stretch out your left arm. Great. Then we roll back into a nice tall seated position. Left hand comes behind your head, grabbing the ball, circling all the way around, shoulders still melting down your spine. Great. Lengthening the left arm nice and long, hinging back, reaching the right leg away. And then finding your way back into the center. Hand comes behind your head, and let's repeat that. So we inhale slowly and steadily twist. Great. Exhaling, rolling and reaching, gazing down at the floor or just nice and long in front of you. Inhaling, rolling on back, hand comes behind your head. And then exhaling, engage your belly, shoulder melts, and find your way into your legs. Inhaling, left arm goes long as you hinge back just enough and stretch out your right leg. And then exhale, find your way. So think of this as like a nice, long, slow, moving meditation. Just in a way that you're constantly in motion, but like never over tense, right? So again, that feeling of soft strength, how your body can continually get stronger and build up a sense of intensity, but it can also be with an element of softness and not so much tension. Good. Last time here, inhaling slowly and steadily, circling around. And even here, both hips are still grounded and you're allowing that reach to be very much from your side body. Great. And even if your hand is rolling on the ball, and you're not putting all of your pressure there, right? We're still trying to find that consistency or just the amount of efficiency that you know that you're on the ball but not overdoing it. Great. Slowly and steadily put your left foot next to your right. Take a nice deep inhale. And let's roll down for me all the way, curling your spine down one vertebrae at a time on 3, 2, and 1. Good. Your right hand comes down, your left hand comes behind your head, and you walk your feet in just a little bit. Floating both knees again into the tabletop position. Let's slowly push the ball down as the right leg goes all the way. And as you exhale, stretch out your left leg. Let's reach the left arm up by our ears. So hand goes behind your head, push down on the ball as your right leg goes away. Exhale, release the ball just a little bit as you gaze at your belly. Float the left leg away in the left arm. So you're trying to find a sense of reach in each direction, even if those directions are slightly different. And remember, if you want to just put your hand behind your head, you don't have to do the reach. Or if you need to put your head, neck, and shoulders down, you may do that as well for the next 2. And actively pushing even just a little bit into the ball for that right leg. And then out for 1. Super, hands come behind your head. Slowly float on down for me on 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's put the ball in between our thighs, reaching both arms up towards the ceiling. And then melting your head, neck, and shoulders down on 3, 2, and 1. All right, so making sure your knees are aligned with your heels, please, or rather your heels are underneath your knees. Reaching your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, palms forward facing, squeezing the ball and lifting your hips up. Now again, before we start to move, I want you to sense if your body is aligned. You need to bring your feet in further apart. How are your shoulders? So we inhale, squeeze the ball, elbows go to the side. And then exhale, slowly and steadily lower your hips down, arms come up. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders peel, and we reach the legs up to a 45-degree angle and squeeze. And then exhale, heels come down, arms come up, and we roll. Great, let's do that again. Inhaling, lifting your hips, elbows to the side. Exhaling, slowly lowering, using your belly, squeezing the ball, arms come up. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders reach as you stretch out your legs, gazing at your belly. And then exhale, everything slowly returns down. Your head is always that last thing, so you're really still trying to articulate your spine every time you move. So even as you curl, you're allowing for the full curl to take place. And then as you come down, you snap, snap, snap. Shoulders, neck, and head. Good, 3 more, please. Now, as always, if you feel like you want to keep your arms straight as you open to the side instead of bending them, you may absolutely do that as well. I just want you to feel how your chest can open and you still have a sense of power, like you're pulling your hips up. And then we're helping to push the hips down. And that counterbalancing from the center to give you not only a sense of ease, but also a sense of support. Awesome, last full set here. And really inviting the full inhalation and the full exhalation so that you have that 4 count at least. And all the way back. Great, let's find our way one last time here into this nice lifted position. And then bring your arms down by your side, hover them off the floor, and squeeze your arms together. All right, so again, adjust your heels accordingly. We're squeezing the ball as you open your arms to a T, and then slowly release the ball as your arms come in and up. So think about almost making like a curved L. Great, and finding your way back. Great, this time let's lift the right heel as we squeeze. And then lower the right heel down. And then bring the left one up. And almost starting to sense how your arms want to move. Maybe you realize that your arms are starting to take a little trip behind you. Maybe they want a wider range of motion, maybe not. So really just kind of focusing more on the lower half and your breath and letting your arms kind of just take over their own space for right now. Good. 1 more on each side, squeezing the ball as your right heel lifts. Exhaling, maintaining that sense of stability as your arms reach. And then your last time on your left. And then finding your way back. Good, hands come into a prayer position. Let's squeeze the ball, staying here. We lower our hips down just a bit. And then exhale, pull your hands in towards your center, elbows go to the side. So I just want you to drop your hips a tiny bit and pull your hips back up. Great, inhaling. Exhale, pull back. So that you're feeling again, your thighs are active, your glutes are active, but you're still pulling yourself up with your belly for the next 3. Still wrapping your thighs around the ball. Noticing your inner thighs, but not trying to hold on to space too tightly within your hip flexors for your last 2. And then your last one here. Great, let's slowly keep your hands together as you pulse gently with the ball for the next 8. So just slowly pulsing and releasing for 7, shoulders still melting down. Pushing your right hand into your left for a little bit of right side, left side activation. Slowly letting your breath out for 3. Last happy 2. And then the last full exhalation out for 1. Great. Slowly reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Release your fingers. And then melting your spine down for me. 1 vertebrae at a time on 3, 2, and 1. Great. Bring your knees into your chest. Feel free to lift your hips off of the floor if you'd like. You can also rock yourself from side to side. Give yourself a nice little wiggle. Alrighty, so let's slowly and steadily lengthen out our legs. Take the ball in between your hands, please. And then give yourself a nice little wiggle of your legs as you inhale, reach. Exhaling, head, neck, and shoulders are coming off of the floor, and we find our nice lengthened position. All right, we're gonna do that left side roll. I'm just gonna change directions here so that I'm not talking to the back. And this time we have our left foot in front and our right leg is underneath. We sit up nice and tall here. Right hand comes behind your head. We inhale, circle the left arm nice and long around, finding that edge of your mat. Exhaling, rolling into the ball, leaning just enough, stretching your right arm away. Inhale, rolling back to the center, sitting up tall. Exhaling, grabbing the ball and slowly rotating. Great. Inhaling, lengthening back, stretching out your left leg as your right arm goes long. And then exhale, coming on back. Now, please always remember, you can adjust yourself at any moment. Meaning if you feel like your right leg or your left leg are not in the right position, then adjust them. We grow each time we do this. So it would be impossible if your body stayed exactly the same. Like sometimes you just need to wiggle yourself a little bit longer or even get a little bit more support. So please allow yourself to just be in that continual, not questioning in a negative sense, just like, is this working for me? Am I maximizing my length for this moment? Not that it's like your maximum length ever in your life, it's just for right now. Leaning on back, stretching your toes, and finding your way back. Good. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, reaching and lengthening. Good. Inhaling again, rolling back, right hand behind your head. Exhale, sit up tall and roll back. Great. Inhaling, leaning on back, right arm, left leg extend. And then exhale, find your way back into the middle. And last time here. And remember, we're still twisting from the waist, allowing those hips to still find their sense of groundedness, almost communicating again with one another to make sure that one hip isn't lifting. Great. And reaching all the way here. Super. Finding your way back into the center. Take a nice deep breath. Bringing your right leg next to your left. And we lower down for me here on 3, 2, and 1. Good. This time your left hand goes onto the floor. Nah, I gotta do this the other way. Sorry. Feels weird. All right. Left hand goes out onto the floor. Right arm comes all the way up. And you float your knees into your tabletop position. Super. So for the beginning, we push down as the left leg goes long. And then you just release a little bit as the right leg goes away. So just small moves in respects of what your arm push is doing on the ball. Maintaining, again, this nice open feeling of your right elbow. If you want to melt your head, neck, and shoulders down because your neck needs a break, please do that as well. Good. And now if we'd like, we can start to bring that right arm into the mix. So we push down the ball on the left. And then as that right leg goes long, the right arm goes up. And just again, sensing what's happening. Or even bringing your right arm to the side. So really just kind of playing around with, where does my right arm want to reach? You can also reach it in different directions when you move. We have another 3. Great. Spatially reaching for 2. And then your last one here. Super. Right hand behind your head, soles of your feet go back down on the floor. And then melt your head, neck, and shoulders down on 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Slowly and steadily reach your whole body all the way long. Inhaling here. Exhaling, squeezing as you lift on up for me on 3, 2, and 1. Okie dokie. So let's come on to the left side. So the ball is going to be here almost as a reminder. So a little bit of as support help, but also as a reminder so that we're not like leaning. I want you to imagine just resting on the ball. Depending on how blown up it is, it might be different. But again, a little bit of lean into it is fine, but not that curled lean. Okay? So bottom leg stays long, right leg stays extended. Your right arm comes up, hand comes behind your head. Making sure, again, the elbow and the shoulder are nice and aligned. Your spine stays long as we slowly and steadily lift up the right leg, gently twisting down with our upper body. And then exhaling, unfolding. So now you're never really dropping your leg all the way to the floor. If you feel like you need to take that break in between, then of course you may. But just see, it's almost if you can like sense where the floor begins. And being mindful of where your shoulders are at, where your neck is at, and allowing for that nice spinal twist to happen from the supported side position. Great. For your next 3. Excellent. Twisting for 2. And remembering that feeling of the internal lift for your last one here. And all the way back. Great, coming back into the center. Let's take the ball out. And then melt yourself down. So you have choices. If you want to be super cozy or like somewhat cozy, you can be there. If you want to be super cozy, by all means, you can be here. The ball is still staying underneath your right hand for now. And the left leg stays bent. Your right leg comes all the way long, and then we flex the right foot. So being mindful again about where the right shoulder is. If this feels uncomfortable or too much pressure in your wrist or your elbow, you can also rest your elbow and just bring your hand in like a nice diagonal position. We're not going to roll here with the hand. So we're inhaling slowly and steadily, flexing as we kick this leg in front. And then exhale, stabilize your body as you swing the leg behind. So just this single side leg kick. If you really focus on what's happening, there's a lot of body parts coming into play. Because if you go too far, you're either going to roll this way or lose your stability, right? So we're really trying to play around with that space between I'm super comfortable and actually I need to work. Get 2 more like this. And just kind of having that ball a little bit active pressure, but not too much. All right, so now let's slowly and steadily push into the ball as you stretch out your bottom leg and keep it hovered along the floor, flexing that foot. Okay, take a nice deep inhale, and then slowly bring both knees back into the center and wait. Inhale, prepare. Exhaling, slowly bringing your right leg behind, left leg in front, and then decide if maybe you want to give your feet a flex or a knot or a point. And then on the way back, I want everyone to point, engage your belly, and find your way back. Awesome. 3 more, please. So we're using that inhale to stretch and reach. And then we're using the exhale to find a flex or a point, or give your ankles a nice little wiggle, whatever you want to do, but just be in that active hold. Inhale again. Exhale, finding your way back, shoulders still melting. Now, if at any point, again, the pressure of your wrist feels like it's too much, just put your hand directly on the mat instead of the ball. Good. Giving yourself a flex or a circle. Remembering how much of your belly you're holding here as you come on back. Last one. Inhaling slowly and steadily, allowing your legs to reach. Great. And then finding those nice little circles. Good. Inhale again. And then exhale, find your way home. Awesome. So the ball's now going to go out of the way. That's not out of the way. Good. And we're all going to melt. All right, so your left leg is going to go just a little bit in front of you, not all the way in front of you. And we take the right knee into the center, take 2 fingers around the big toe. If you feel like that's not possible, you can always grab onto your ankle or your calf, depending on how flexible you are. So we're trying to invite space here. So we take a nice deep inhale to prepare. We exhale, stretch up our leg as much or as little as we can, but still maintaining a sense of form. Now you can choose if you want your arm to go on the outside of your knee or the inside. And as always, you can alternate if you feel like that's good, just to kind of get a different sense of stretch. And we use the full exhale to lengthen that whole leg out. Okay, let's do 2 more. And sometimes it's nice just to let your body, I always want you to be aware of what your body is doing, but sometimes just kind of trusting. Like if your arm goes to the front and be like, okay, that's just what it needed now. And that's also not a bad thing ever. Great, and from here, we slowly let go of the toes, pointing your toes, fingertips come down on the floor. And then we lower the leg down nice and slowly, still maintaining that sense of hip stability. And if you notice that your hip has gone a little bit too far away, then just bring it on down. When we get to the bottom, we bend the knee, draw the line on the inside of the leg, and then exhale it all the way up. Great. Remember, adjusting your neck so that your head is nice and supported. Your fingertips here on the right or full palm. And then drawing that line all the way up. Great. Inhaling, pushing on down. And remembering that feeling of using your belly, even if it's like a cozy supported position, how much activation you can actually bring into it. So my core is still pretty solid here in respects of holding myself, because I want to feel that the floor is there, but I don't want to melt so much into the floor that I'm collapsing, right? It's almost like that support system, but you're not fully collapsing. Good. 1 more to go. Great. And then the last gentle lower. And reaching your leg all the way up. Super slowly and steadily bringing both legs all the way down. And then just gently roll onto your belly for me for a moment. Elbows are nice and backward facing. Hips are going to go rocking side to side. Keeping your toes nice and planted. Take a nice inhale. And then push yourself all the way up, shifting yourself back into a child's pose. Good. So you can walk your fingertips nice and long. And from here, we inhale to prepare. Let's exhale, curl through the spine, coming into a nice half plank for a moment. Good. At the very end, we're going to lower ourselves down for 3, 2, and 1. Push yourself back up, and then shift your weight back. Inhaling, preparing, exhaling, engaging your belly, curling all the way. Good. Inhaling down, and then exhale yourself all the way back up and reach. Good. 3 more. So again, feeling how your body is responding, how your chest opens, and remember, we don't have to go all the way down to the floor. You're just bending as much or as little as you can at this given moment. And before you go down, I always want you to find that lengthened feeling, meaning you notice that your spine has uncurled completely. And then once you get there, that's when you open your chest a tiny bit more. Bring your shoulder blades together, and then come on up. Excellent, everyone. Take a nice deep breath. And then just slowly and steadily walk your hands back, curl your spine, and sit up tall. Okay, let's do the other side. So coming over onto the right side now. Side body is supported by this ball. So remember, the ball is also not like underneath your armpit, nor is it underneath your complete hip, right? It's almost like a little bit above your hip, side body lean, but still lifting all the way up. Your right arm is at this 90-degree angle. Left hand comes behind your head. Hips are stacked. And left leg goes all the way here. Great. So we inhale, gently twist down towards the floor as we lift the left leg up. Exhale, engage the belly, open on up, and then re-lower the leg. Now this playful feeling of how high is my leg coming? Can I sense where the floor is at without looking? And recently I've noticed that I've been doing Pilates a lot for myself, just closing my eyes for a moment. So typically that's not how we do things, but you're always more than welcome to just close your eyes and kind of have a new feeling of what your body's experiencing. So instead of looking around, just kind of really going inward for a moment and paying as much attention to the body parts that you feel working together. Are any of your parts working alone? Can you invite any of them into the process? And starting maybe to sense how your left glutes are getting a little bit warm, but that you're still not alone, right? The right shoulder pushes away, but there's still not too much pressure in the elbow. We've got 2 more. And then your last one here. Great, finding your way back into the center, take the ball, and then melting yourself down. Again, either here or here, depending on how you feel. So your arm can be all the way open, but I actually think if your elbow is somewhat gently rested and your fingertips are at the diagonal, it's not so much pressure on the shoulder. Get the right knee is going to stay where it is. Your left leg goes all the way away. And again, check in with your hips at the moment, making sure they're stacked. Flexing that bottom, top foot. We inhale, kick. And then exhale, swing back. Now, as you're moving, maybe you need to move your right knee a little bit closer to you in order to have a little bit more stability. So I just realized if I brought my right knee a little closer, that actually gives me the support to bring my left leg further behind. So again, check in with your body, see what feels like, actually I can do even more if I make a micro move. Because sometimes those micro moves actually change the whole thing. Good, 2 more. So again, pushing down into the ball somewhat consistently, maybe sometimes a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but never really fully letting go. Awesome. And then finding your way back into the center, resting your head all the way here. Great. Inhaling slowly and steadily, stretching out your bottom leg, and then bringing your top leg all the way behind you. Now again, if you prefer to be up, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Good, take a nice deep inhale, making those nice little circles. And then exhaling, pushing into the ball as you bring your body back into the center, trying not to drop your knees. Good, inhale, preparing. Exhaling, allowing your legs to unfold and stretch. Good, inhaling, circling or flexing. And then exhaling, pointing and returning. Super, another 3. Now, as we're here, still allowing for that feeling of like comfortably uncomfortable, right? You know something's happening, you know your body is working, but it's not, it's just a new feeling perhaps. And this is where we're bringing new sensations into our bodies, challenging ourselves to move and hold in certain ways, but not overdoing it. Awesome, and your last one here. Giving yourself a flex. Cool. And then finding your way all the way back. Melting down. Alrighty, so the ball's gonna go away. Hello, leg. And then your bottom leg goes out just a little bit and bringing that left knee into the center. Taking 2 fingers, wrapping around your left toes, or as always, you can grab another body part to help you stretch. Cool. Inhaling to prepare, and then we exhale, stretch it up. Now remember, your stretch is your personal choice, meaning maybe your leg doesn't want to stretch all the way. Or maybe if you're super flexible and this is like a very easy stretch for you, think about how can you activate your belly in order to use that lifting feeling instead of just using your flexibility. And remembering to allow the arm on the left to either float in front of or behind, depending on how you feel. Great, another 2, please. And then your last one here. Excellent, release your fingertips, put your hands down on the floor. And then we slowly and steadily lower the leg down, keeping that knee gently rotated up or slightly to the side, drawing a line with the inside of our right leg, and then stretching this left leg up again. Now, the joy here as well is like allowing this leg to slowly lower at a point where you feel like you're almost resisting gravity. It's not that you're not letting it work with you, but you're also not letting your foot completely drop or just your leg drop on its own accord. You're really taking your time to allow for that full stretch, whatever that looks like. Good, 2 more, please. And then your last one here. Super cool. Slowly and steadily rolling again. Yep, onto your belly. Elbows come underneath, wiggling your hips, toes nice and long. And then we shift ourselves all the way back. Okay, so again, allowing for the full melt first. Inhaling, preparing. Exhaling, curling through your spine, finding your way to your nice long half plank, and then slowly lowering down. Great, pushing yourself all the way back up, and then shifting on back. Lowering as you curl 1 vertebrae at a time, finding your length first. Elbows back as you slowly lower, and then engage the belly to float back. Okay, 3 more, please. And even if you're in this supported half plank, how nice it is just to be able to feel your core lowering you, your core lifting you, and the arms working together with your breath. Great, your last one here. Awesome. Super cool. Slowly sitting back on your hips, and then stacking up on 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty. Oh my goodness, almost done. All right, here we go. Today we're gonna play with the ball, inspired by my friends and all, just in a different way. So the ball's gonna come in between your thighs for the moment, and we're gonna slowly hinge back and just come onto the forearms for a supported feel. Great. Bending your knees, if they're not already bent, and then floating your knees into a tabletop. Awesome. Take a nice deep inhale. Let's see if you can let go and catch the ball again. So almost like you're trying to just, and if it, exactly what I wanted. If it falls, then it falls. It's all good. Play around with it. You got 2 more. My pants are not allowing for this to work as well as I wanted to. All right, now we're gonna sit up. We're gonna try that again. So this time the ball's gonna go in between your lower legs, sitting up nice and tall, hinging back for me, and then floating your legs up. All right, let's try. Ready? Let's see if it can bounce and catch. And if not, I'm gonna do it again. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. Stretching your legs out, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Super, everyone. Feet come down. It's fun to play with the ball. Wiggle, wiggle. And then restacking your spines on 3, 2, and 1. Super cool. Feet come on the floor. Shift your weight forward. Hang nice and long. Again, opening your legs. You can also bring your toes to the outer edge. Putting your hands on the floor, slowly floating your insides of your legs, stretching that wave from right to left. Great. Whenever you're ready, finding your way back into the center. And here's where we say yes to everything that fits our vision of what we'd like our life to be. And we actively say no to everything else. And we take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, stacking up your spine on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.